In this episode of Barra Torque to Cape York, we have a huge disaster at the infamous Nolans Brook, and we do a beach run on our way to the top tip of Australia. So I've just finished designing and building my dream four-wheel drive after 2 long years in the shed. I thought to myself, what's a better way to shake it down properly than going to the top of Australia, the famous Cape York. This series, aptly named Barra Torque to Cape York, covers my 10,000k journey to the tip of Australia from Melbourne and then back home again. We hit a lot of popular four-wheel drive destinations along the way, including the famous Tele track and of course the stunning Fraser Island. If you'd like to see a build recap, check out this time-lapse of my build and you can find that right here. But for now, enjoy Barra Torque to Cape York. We pick up where we left off last episode, which is the middle of the Tele track, and the first obstacle we have today is the famous Cypress Creek Bridge.
Sketchy as. Nah, it should be right. There's been that many cars over it this season, so it should be good.
Should be right.
It just looks sketchy.
Looks sketchy, but should be all good.
Not my car, don't care.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. I think a bird just shat on me.
Actually, this should be pretty interesting. My track is slightly wider because I am running patrol diffs, but I mean, Cal looked like he drove it all right, and the bridge looks structurally sound. We've done a quick FEA on it, and it's all good to go.
Left hand. Don't go there.
World's first barrel-powered 4580 over Cypress Creek.
Pause the shot there. You might not be able to see it, but it's just from underneath Richard's car there. The reason I'm doing this is because all you can see is patrol diffs, and everyone knows they're better.
The only good part of the video, he reckons.
Lies.
We just made it over Cypress Creek. It was a bit of a non-event, which is probably a good thing, to be perfectly honest with you. So we're going to keep on heading. I think the next big obstacle is Nolans Brook. Alrighty, we're at a bit of a unmarked crossing, unsure what it's called. Cal just walked it and we'll give it a go. So I'm going first, Cal's gonna go film some stuff.
Pretty deep one, viewers. I think it just popped my thermofan.
Looks like we just blew a fan fuse in that river crossing. Little bit of context here. The first time I went out into the high country, I was blowing blade fuses every river crossing. I swapped it to a MIDI style of fuse because it was blowing sporadically during road use. I never installed a proper switch. I ran out of time and I just sent it up to the Cape without one. The MIDI seemed to perform much better on river crossings, but it was still blowing, and the next step is to install a manual switch, which obviously I should have done. If you have a look at these clips here, you can hear the thermo loading up as it hits the water. So the obvious solution here is to install a manual switch. Luckily, I've got a heap of these fuses as spare, so I'll swap it out and keep on trucking. I'll just pull a fuse out for deeper crossings for the rest of the trip. We've made it, the famous Nolans Brook. It doesn't look too bad today. The boys have just walked it. It's pretty hard in the deep bit, and then it gets a bit softer over to where Cal's standing, which is a little bit shallower. So we'll run rear locker. I don't think we need to worry about winch rope in the car or anything like that. I think we're, yeah, pretty good to go. We'll just get some cameras set up and send her on through.
That's 100% going in. That's all we need, viewers.
Dicks get the clicks. That's what it is. Nolans, late season 2022. Let's go. There you go. I thought it was in four-wheel drive. I banged the transfer case back as far as possible, but it didn't do it. So pretty silly by me, but oops. Just finished up at Nolans Brook, which pretty much marks the end of all the hard obstacles on the Tele. Obviously I made a huge mistake and put it in a two-wheel drive instead of four-wheel drive, but
nearly drove it anyway. So.
Yeah, nearly drove it anyway. I'm a little bit dark on myself, not the end of the world, and I guess I've learnt my lesson and I'm going to be way more thorough. I don't have an indicator light or anything like that, and I'm just relying on feel, and I sort of accelerated forwards and I thought it was in low range four-wheel drive, but it wasn't. So I guess big lesson learned for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cal said, it almost drove it in two-wheel drive, and that's probably a testament to the vehicles, but also the time of year we're doing it, because it's not tracked out. We've barely seen any cars driving it the whole time we've been on the Tele. You think anything was particularly hard, or?
Probably Palm Creek exit. You know, I've got the scars to prove it, but everything else seemed pretty reasonable.
If you want to drive it when it's a little bit easier and maybe you don't have some of the bigger modifications, then later in the year is better, and it's quieter as well. We've barely seen a soul around, which has been really refreshing. There's definitely chicken tracks around a lot of the harder obstacles, so you can always take them. We tried to drive the main lines where possible, but we didn't do Palm Creek entry. That one looked just a little bit wild for us.
Yeah, it was too much.
We interrupt this program for the Kincrome January giveaway. Kincrome and I are giving away this 128 3/8 drive portable toolkit, which is what I've been using on this very trip, valued at $379. I've been so happy with this toolkit, and all you have to do to win it is subscribe to the Kincrome YouTube channel and comment "designed and built" on episode 6 of their side-by-side series. We've made it. We're at Punsand Bay for the evening. Just set up the swags. No swimming because of crocodiles, but we're gonna have a feed and use the amenities here.
Richard stinks.
This bloke stinks.
Car stinks in there.
This bloke stinks, and I reckon it's because of his clothes. It's not all smooth sailing here at Design and Built, and it turns out my rear drawer was leaking a little bit on Nolans. Probably didn't help that I got a little bit stuck in the water.
Two-wheel drive.
In two-wheel drive, which meant all this stuff just got a little bit of water in it. So we're just drying it out before we set off this morning, and it's a good opportunity to take you through all the spares I'm carrying. And I'm carrying a couple of spares just because it is a very fresh build, and I'm a little bit unsure of it still. So we've got power steering pump, we've got locking hubs for the front, we've got thermostat, water pump, engine mounts, trans mount, swivel hub rebuild kit. We've got high pressure fuel pumps. On the car I've got 2 low pressure fuel pumps, so I've kind of got a spare on the car already. I've got a starter motor, really important for an auto, alternator, thermofan here. This is an important one to carry. I think it is sealed and waterproof and dustproof, but if for whatever reason it did go, I'd be pretty screwed. Tensioner, a couple of spare belts, all the silicon joiners, coils. We've got, this is a map sensor. The car can run without that, but it does run way nicer with it. And I've also got this one here as well. The head temp sensor is a showstopper, so it's a good one to carry. There's a cam angle sensor as well, which I'm not carrying, which I should be carrying because it is a showstopper. So the map sensor, really nice to have. I've got a spare O2 sensor somewhere as well. And I think that's probably about it. Huge shout out to Barra the World and Raceworks for helping me out with all of these spares. And we're going to have to get creative with the way we package them up and put them back into the drawer. I should have probably tested to see if the drawer was sealed. I should have probably vac bagged them all to make sure they were all waterproof, but just ran out of time. But the main thing is we've got the spares, so we'll put some WD-40 on and wrap them all back up. We just spent the night at Punsand Bay, and we're heading to the tip, and we're also heading to 5 Beaches. We get an unloaded car, which is nice. We get to leave our camping gear over there. Let's do it. Love it. On one of the most northern beaches of Australia. How cool is this? The scenes. We're influencing people. What we need is more bikinis, and we'll be proper influencers. Full-fledged, in fact. Yeah, rig out, rig out. Look at that, we've got rig out over there. Just on the beach having a drive of Cal's Cruiser, the 1H DFTE. This is the first time I've ever driven one. and it's magnificent. It's yeah, really torquey down low, don't tell him. No, this is a beautifully built car, like genuinely, it's really, really nice. So took a bit of inspiration from it, truth be told. Yeah, this is beautiful. We're out here bush tuck with Fabian and Cal. God damn it.
Whoa. Yeah, that smells like shit. And it's brown.
No good apparently. No good.
Nah, no good. That's not
Oh, that smells rank. Behind the scenes, we've got drone pilot Fabian, Cal over there, me in the driver's seat, and we are at a spectacular lookout. We are pretty much done at 5 beaches, and we're going to head to the tip. How exciting. Get the photo. We've made it.
Finally. We're heading the tip.
Couple of bog holes here. You can imagine they'd be pretty bad in a wet season. But there is a chicken track.
Always taking the chicken track, this guy. Must be a Toyota thing.
Have a listen. Made it, boys. Fabian's into the beers. The skull at the sign, nice. What do you reckon, boys? First time here.
Not bad.
Pretty stoked.
Still no crocodiles, eh? They're a myth.
Still haven't seen a croc, they don't exist. Pretty bloody cool being at the most northern point of Australia. We did it? Yeah, we did it. We did it. Nice. Possibly time for a little bit of a motivational speech. Don't build barras. Nah, build all the barras. Just get up here, yeah. Doesn't matter the time of year, just get up here. Well, it kind of does matter the time of year.
Because Richard's melting.
I'm melting. Behind this, yeah, get out there and enjoy it. There's so much pressure. We made it to the tip. Pretty monumental day for me in the car. I started this project around 23 months ago, and it's been an absolute roller coaster of a ride. Plenty of ups, plenty of downs, and I do try and document some of the downs on camera, but definitely not all of them. This, however, is definitely an up moment, and this is what I pictured when I was building a car to go around Australia, and I've always wanted to go here. It's been on my bucket list for ages. I decided early on to put the whole thing on YouTube, and I never anticipated how much support and interest I'd get from you guys, so thanks so much for supporting me. I can't thank everyone enough who's helped me with this build. From all my mates putting in long hours and late nights in the shed, to all the amazing brands I've been working with. I couldn't have done it without you all. Let me just say, for anyone who wants to start one of these projects, just go ahead and do it. Get it done. Cal's in the background there, he's saying don't do it. Be prepared for all the ups and downs, the blood, sweat and the tears and the countless hours that you have to put in the shed. But let me just tell you, it is an amazing feeling standing here at the northernmost point of Australia, and to do it in something that I built in my shed, it really is gratifying.
Subscribe to my channel for the next episode.
What? I couldn't find your channel. What's your channel's name? We're just leaving Punson Bay. It's almost torture not being able to swim in that water. It's croc infested, unfortunately, but it's been a lovely few days here. We've got to see the tip. Would recommend staying here. Really, really nice atmosphere. So we're all loaded up. All the spares are dry. And yeah, we're off to the Frenchman's today. So very exciting times. We've got about 5 hours on the road of corrugation. So wish us luck.
Lunchtime for the ferry, apparently.
Smoko for the ferry.
Been playing all day.
Bad stick.
On the way back over the barge, lads have finished up Smoko. Doesn't even look that crocky. Oh, by the way, hit my mirror on the Tele. I did sustain damage. But they're pretty crap mirrors anyway, and I do need to replace them. They're not too concerned.
Back to Bramwell. And then we're about to hit Frenchman's.
Oh no, the FTE's not broken. No. Oh, the alternator's playing up a little bit.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and spray some shit in it. If that doesn't work, well,
Do you have a spare one?
I do have a spare one.
Pretty low on the Toyotas, aren't they?
Is there a high mount? So we're going to run it, and then if we have to, we'll change it to camp tonight. It kind of just doesn't look like it's charging, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of is, but sort of not. The tacho runs off the alternator as well. And the tacho was dead, but now it's not, so
Maybe the WD just sorted it out.
we'll see how we go, yeah.
Alright. Do you want to go first if your
Yeah.
window's down?
Yeah, alright.
Next time on Barra Torque to Cape York, we hit the famous Frenchman's Track and continue down south on our Cape York adventure. If you'd like to see more of the trip or the build, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Oh, the camera's too high, you gotta stand up. There you go. Spam.
I mean, if you got that many.
Yeah, surely you'll find one nice one. I said gags.